Hello, and welcome to Chief Architect Workshop. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks. Hello, today we're going to continue our CAD pull-down series so beginners can learn the commands of the pull-down menu and what's really relevant to them as they explore the program. So today we're going to concentrate on tools, the tools menu. And much of this stuff is a little too advanced. This is a really good one, pretty self-explanatory. You can just reverse the plan, click on it, it'll flip it over. Very cool. If you need to do right hand, left hand. But most of the stuff, a little too, Ruby console loan, object, materials, schedules, a little bit more advanced. I didn't even use a lot of this stuff for quite a while. You just want to learn how to draw and get something usable. So let's start with our layer settings. Display options. You get display options. What this does is displays the various layers on whatever it's called. Like the default set, you can turn on and off layers. Very useful tools every once in a while. If you're trying to click on something and something always gets in the way, you can find out what layer it's on and lock it so that you don't keep on clicking on it all the time, and that's useful as you're drawing. But so this is what's displayed in default set, and then you can change that default set to the electrical set. Hit OK, and let's go over to electrical set. That will just display the electrical items. And this is a design set, so there's no switches. There are no switching located here. This is just to study the lighting and see how that looks for the design set. Okay, layer set management. When you click that, you get to the various layers, and this just lets you click on that. You can decide what's going to be displayed, what's not going to be displayed. All right, that covers that. And the rest of the stuff, in terms of layer set, layer painter, layer eyedropper, layer hider, that's just way too advanced, and I don't even mess with this stuff. I do this, I mess with this a lot, mess with that a lot, but this, Next one up is a biggie. It's pretty much of a biggie. Reference floors, we constantly, we want to know what's on top of, what's below, what's above. I want to line things up, make sure walls sit on top of one another. So reference floors are pretty important. It's gotten better over the different iterations. You can change the reference layers. You can go up a floor, etc. Change the floor reference. Say you want to see the current floor. Say you want to be on the 4th floor. Actually, that's the roof layer here. The 3rd floor, and you want to see how that lines up with the foundation. And you hit OK. And let's turn on the foundation layer. Our references. Now you can see the foundation down below. See, that's the stair for the foundation. In case you want to make sure that whatever items from the top line all the way up to the foundation. Of course, from the pull-down menu, we just saw how from the side menu we took care of some of the reference floor stuff, like how to turn on and off the reference floor display. Some reference floor display options. You can decide what you want to display. Sometimes you want to say, hey, I want to see what the cabinets are doing. So you turn that on. Let's see. Or you might have some lines that some guidelines you want to turn on. So you want to see where the footings are. You can turn those on, and the footings will show up. Let's see if the footings show up here. So those are some deck piers that show up. See, the deck piers go all the way up and carry that deck. And sometimes you might want to swap stuff right away. So you would go to, hey, I want to see what the, what are the, we want to swap the floor reference. So we want to go down to the foundation, and now we want to see what's above. So now we're down, there's that stairwell, and we can see what's happening with the stuff above. Okay. Plan views, just don't mess with any of this stuff. For a beginner, don't ignore it. The only thing I ever use is a spell check. I don't have a whole lot of text, but you can just click on that and it'll check your text. Only if it's a little bit more advanced when you want to customize your toolbar. Layout, a little bit advanced, let's not worry about that right away. Symbols, don't worry about that. Like a space planning, for the beginner, that could be its own little separate video. I hardly ever use this. Usually I just sketch the spaces I need and start drawing. But yeah, this should be its own little separate video. All right, let's just take a quick peek at some of the other stuff. Search for plans. Great. This is if you're looking for a plan. I just use the file menu if I'm looking for a plan. Don't worry about that. Time tracker. Sometimes you want to bill a client. You can always find this information. You can view the time log. You can see when how long you worked on something. And round it up. Oh, you turned it on. You worked it for 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 40 minutes. So I usually just round it up. Oh, hour, half hour, 15 minutes. Worked on that all day, 6 hours. And then you can send a bill to your client. All right, the next item would be the schedules. And the only thing a beginner you may want to start playing with are maybe a door schedule. I hardly ever use any of this other stuff. If you want window schedules, you might want to play with, so you can find out, ship it out to your supplier for what windows you need. But that's a little too advanced. You just want to start drawing from day one. You don't need this. Really, this is kind of cool, but let's not worry about that. Just some basic information. Never screen capture, never color chooser, never reverse plan. We talked about, we can just do this once and it'll go crazy, and there it is, flipped. Whole darn thing is flipped. You gotta put it back. All right, there's a little overview of the tools, options, pull down menu. Thank you for checking out Chief Architect Workshop. Please remember to go to our YouTube channel, Chief Architect Workshop, and subscribe.